Today I'm going to share some super easy DIY ideas that will totally refresh your summer vibe, and you can do them all at home using paper. Welcome to the Chic Show. I'm making some beautiful bookmarks using paper, and I have cut a piece of cardstock to the size I want, and I'm using this newspaper print, and I'm just tearing that by hand so that I get those deckled edges. I'm also using this scrap piece of decoupage paper. I believe this is one of Roy Cycle's decoupage papers from Sonnet's Maker's Box. And I'm just also adding this piece of black cardstock, and I'm just moving those pieces around to see exactly where I want my placement to be. So now I've got a clear glue, and I am just brushing that on, and I'm going to fit on that black piece of paper first. Once I get that glued down, I'm going to go ahead and use this newsprint and decide exactly where I want that cut, and I'll add that with the glue as well. And finally, I'll add on that decoupage paper. Once that's nice and dry, I'm going to go ahead and use my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut off the excess paper around my original bookmark. I'll use a few of my Gilded Transfer scraps from IOD, and I will apply those to the bookmark as well. It's looking lovely so far, so let's finish off those edges by using this rounded corner paper punch just to round off those corners. Now I'll use my hole punch for the top, and we'll add a jute twine tassel. For the second bookmark, I'm layering together two pieces of paper just to make them a little bit thicker. So I'm just using this tacky glue, and I will glue those pieces right together. I do want to give this a vintage look, so I'm using some instant coffee in a spray bottle with some warm water, and I'm going to spritz that over the top and use my paintbrush to brush it around. With it still wet, I'm going to sprinkle on some instant coffee grounds and just rub that into the paper so that it will give it a really grungy look. I did do this to both sides of the paper. I'm going to be layering on some of this old sheet music as well as this IOD transfer from the Lover of Flowers transfer booklet. Just tearing along the sides of this paper to get that kind of deckled edge again, and deciding exactly where I want to place it on my bookmark. I'm also going to layer on one of IOD's ephemeral type stamps. Another one at that top corner. Now I'm using that tacky glue again, and I'm going to glue on the sheet music. Now it's time to layer on this rub-on transfer. Here's how it's looking so far. Now I can trim away those excess edges on that music paper, and then we'll move on to the next step. Giving these edges a finished look with this rounded corner punch, followed by an ink pad along the edges. Once again, I'm adding some of those gilded transfer scraps in various places on the bookmark. I love how these transfers give this bookmark just a little bit of bling. Going to make a beautiful gift bag. This is just a white gift bag that I think I got from either Dollar Tree or Dollar General. Dollar General has better prices on the bulk ones. And then I'm using this rose toile stamp and blue ink, and I'm just going to be stamping this onto the front of the bag. This stamp is from IOD, and it has 4 or 5 stamps in it. This is the really large one, and then I chose to use the typeset at the bottom there. This, of course, is the front of the bag. I am going to do the sides and the back of the bag as well. This would make a great little gift bag for anyone special in your life, especially someone that loves the blue and white aesthetic like I do. How about some customized napkins for a party or just a special gathering with your loved ones? Again, I'm using different IOD stamps, and I'm just going to be stamping onto the front of paper napkins. So simple, but packs a big punch. This stamp is from the Insignia stamp set, so it has some frames, and then you can put an initial in the middle. So I'm using this little wreath frame. I'm going to stamp it onto the napkin, and then I'm going to add my initial. I think these would make a nice little gift as well. These are some of the blank card sets from Dollar Tree. You can find these at any craft store as well. I'm going to use this IOD, the waltz stamps, and I'm going to stamp across the front of each one of these little note cards. I do want to stamp some words at the top of the note cards as well, so I'm going to be using the apothecary stamps for this. These are the perfect little gift for the musician in your life. I tied mine up in a bunch with some jute twine and greenery. I would love to know which of these paper crafts you would like to customize to something that fits your own aesthetic. If you're looking for another video to watch, I do have another paper crafts video that I will link for you right here. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.